From Adesowe, Kanda, this is the 6 a.m. news here on 3FM 92.7. Coming up this morning, anti-graft campaigner backs OSP's efforts and urges action on illegal mining reports.
Leaving any stone unturned to make sure that persons who have facilitated the dark situation we find ourselves in are not just, left to go scot-free.
Also, political analysts warn NPP's thank you tour is deepening divisions.
Thank you tour. It should have been a unity tour so that they would have dealt with issues that have reared their ugly heads within the party.
And much later, Ghana introduces chip-embedded passport, promises 15-day delivery. We'll tell you about that shortly. We have more details on these and many more stories. Please stay with us. I am Enyonam Haligah. Now the details. An anti-graft campaigner, Enyonam, has welcomed the Office of the Special Prosecutor's progress in prosecuting illegal mining cases, stressing the need to hold facilitators accountable. The OSP has charged a former presidential staffer, Charles Bisu, with corruption, accusing him of taking 35,000 Ghana cedis to bypass mining license verification procedures. Reacting to this move by the OSP, Mr. Senanu also urged authorities to act on the Professor Frimpong Boateng report and appoint committee members with due diligence.
Particularly in the context of the illegal mining threats that we face, it's good to know that we are not leaving any stone unturned to make sure that persons who have facilitated the dark situation we find ourselves in are not just, left to go scot-free. Hopefully the evidence is credible and in court we'll find that some persons will be held culpable. When a defendant in the case is trying to exploit the system to find any form of technicality they can use to prevent you from making progress, they will do what they can. But if the systems do work, eventually the courts will dismiss what is not, valid, and then there will be progress. I guess that the OSP itself and other agencies will be paying attention to what else was in that report. I think that for me, it tells you that when you're setting up these kind of committees, a lot more due diligence into the background of the persons you are appointing to these positions. It's important.
Anti-graft campaigner Enyonam there. Now, political analyst Dr. Jonathan Asante says the NPP's thank you tour is deepening internal divisions rather than fostering unity. He believes that while the tensions may worsen, allowing open expression could help rebuild the party after internal elections.
It will be very difficult for the party leadership to call them to order as of now because though Dr. Baumia is still the leader of the party, the other leading members and leading candidates will want to upstage him. And this tour that is supposed to be, I was thinking it should have been a unity tour instead of, thank you tour. It should have been a unity tour so that they would have dealt with issues that have reared their ugly heads within the party. But you see, the competition is ahead of them. In a not too distant future, they will go to the polls to contest internally. So obviously, everybody is timing and calculating what they have to say and what they ought not to say, because it is a very grand stage for anyone who intends to be the presidential candidate of the NPP to market him or herself at this point in time.
You hear the voice of political analyst Dr. Jonathan Asante. Now, moving on, the Minister of Youth Development and Empowerment, George Pariado, says the Ejumara project or program has been launched to support young entrepreneurs with funding, mentorship, training, and market access, starting with 100 million Ghana cedis. He assured that the selection process will be transparent, leveraging on AI to eliminate favoritism.
The end game is simple. It's to create jobs for Ghanaian youth. It's to help Ghanaian people, 12 young people in this country who have innovative ideas, who have business plans to be able to realize those dreams so that they can bring to reality those dreams and make or build businesses out of it. And so we are here to support Ghanaian entrepreneurship. In the budget for 2025, government allocated 100 million Ghana cedis for the Jumeirah program. And so part of that money will be used as seed capital. We are also looking at other innovative ways of raising funds to support this program. We've gotten in touch with our development partners. Currently, government has given us 100 million to start with. His Excellency has also made further commitments by seeing to it that during the mid-year budget, as of how the program rolls out, some additional funding will be allocated to us. And so, as I speak to you, we have 100 million Ghana cedis available to start a Jumeirah.
That was the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado. Now, moving on, the Court of Appeal has set June 5 to rule on the case of Yao Asante Agyemang, an alleged accomplice of the notorious armed robber Atai. Agyemang, a mechanic, was sentenced to 35 years for conspiracy to commit robbery and has served over 20 years in prison. My colleague Lord Edwasari reports.
In court on Monday, April 28, counsel for Yao Asante Agyemang told the court that they accept the appeal to the prosecution and they did not file any opposing documents. The three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, presided over by Justice Janapari Battels Kujo and including Justice Stephen Opong, as well as Justice Abuaji Tando, then adjourned the case to June 5, 2025 to give judgment on the matter. Asante Agyemang was sentenced for 35 years, together with other accomplices of Raymond Ayi Ayite, infamously known as Atai, on the charges of conspiracy to commit robbery. According to Judge Shaw, his client's only link to the convict was that his workshop was the avenue where members of Atai's syndicates repair their motorcycles.
When I got wind of the case through the efforts of the then governor of Southern Prison, I looked into the case and I felt that there were some grounds of appeal because there was no evidence to link him either with the conspiracy or with the actual operation carrying out of the robbery. So I filed my appeal out of time, obviously, but the court agreed with me. And then it's been a long journey. It's almost 8 years now because, first of all, the records of the court were missing. We had to go to archives. We have to do a whole lot of things. So the appeal is now ready and it's now for judgment.
Atai was notorious for various forms of robberies, including carjacking, jewelry looting, house raids, among others. His name evoked fear whenever it was mentioned due to the scar he left on his victims. Despite several close calls between him and the police, he remained a myth because his identity was not readily known or ascertained. Luck, however, ran out on him when he was picked up at his hideout by the police during one of the sting operations from a tip-off in February 2005. An Accra Fast-Track High Court sentenced him to 70 years and 20 years in separate cases of armed robberies.
Well, on June 5, Yao Asante Agyemang will be hoping that the odds will go in his favor as the Court of Appeal give their judgment referring to his appeal. We'll see how things will pan out when we return on the due date. Lord Idwasari, TVC News, Accra.
That was a report of my colleague Lord Idwasari. Now, before we go, all passport applicants in Ghana will receive a chip-embedded passport delivered within 15 days of application. That's according to the Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Mr. Ablakwa said this when he launched the initiative in Accra on Monday, April 28, 2025.
Cabinet has approved a reduction of the ordinary passport fees from 500 Ghana cedis to 350 Ghana cedis. You will not be charged extra fees for delivery. We have worked out the payment of the delivery service as part of the fee structure. So when you pay the 350 soon, when Parliament approves the fees and charges, or those who ask for expedited service and you are paying probably 680 cedis, the delivery is embedded. You don't have to pay separately.
That was the Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Now, please stay tuned. Business comes right up.
Accra, Ghana, Africa, and worldwide.
It's now time for the business new hears on 3FM 92.7. Coming up this morning, Ghanaian Union of Traders anticipate greater price stability amid continuous improvement in cedi against dollar.
It continues to go the tangent that we are seeing, then it wouldn't be the situation that you go and buy something 10 cedis today and then you go tomorrow, it is 12 cedis or 13 cedis.
Also, President John Mahama appoints Matilda Asante Siedua, second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, to complement leadership change in the central bank. And much later, the Ghana Association of Bank calls on Bank of Ghana to separate bank fraud cases from those of other financial institutions to reflect the true picture.
Apart from two of the fraud typologies, which is ATM fraud and POS fraud and remittance fraud, all the other 11 fraud typologies recorded decline.
We'll bring you details of these and many more stories. Please stay with us. The details now. Now, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, says consumers could see greater price stability if the Ghanaian cedi continues its recent appreciation against the US dollar. The cedi is currently trading at 14 cedis.55 pesos to the dollar on the interbank market after hovering around 15.5 cedis for much of the year. Now, speaking to 3 Business, the Vice President of GUTA, Clement Boateng, welcomed the cedi's rebound, describing it as a positive development for the traders and customers alike.
It is in the interest of the business community and, for that matter, the general economic situation of the country that the cedi, will continue to enjoy the stability that we are seeing at least for this first quarter of this year. If it continues to go the tangent that we are seeing, then it wouldn't be the situation that you go and buy something 10 cedis today and then you go tomorrow, it is 12 cedis or 13 cedis. It will then enable the business community to plan and make projection, and also prices will also be stable. So we are being comforted by the statement given by the governor that the days of excessive volatility or depreciation of the cedi against the dollar is coming to an end. It is also refreshing to be assured by the governor that the cedi will also continue to be preserved. The cedi will also continue to enjoy the preserve of the current stability that we are enjoying. And this has come about as a result of enough reserve that the bank has and also the gold purchase program.
That was the Vice President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Clement Boateng. Meanwhile, the public is urging the government to sustain efforts at stabilizing the cedi. While some say the current rate is welcoming, others believe more must be done to ensure that cedi continues to appreciate against the dollar.
That one is very good. We pray that it will come down more and more and more. Then the economy will be stable.
Accra, there's a notion that it's quite expensive to buy stuff here than in Kumasi. So I feel we should try our best and do some decentralization and then enhance the living stages in various places. Because if that happens, then I feel we're on a good stand. But I think it should be like this. 14 is not bad. It should be like this, but it's just the living standards of the country that we should work on.
More should be done for it to come low because it helps in reducing the price of goods and services in the country. Because, for example, when our mothers go to those places to pick things to come and sell, they tell us the dollar is up, so we have to increase the price and this and this. But I think if they reduce it, when they come back with the things, they will reduce the price for us, and that's good for them.
Now, moving on, the Ghana Association of Forex Bureau is urging the public to avoid doing business with Forex Bureau that fail to issue official receipt or VAT invoices. Now, according to the association, the practice is unprofessional and illegal. The association also called on Ghanaians to report such operators directly to the Bank of Ghana for sanctions to be taken. The call comes as part of a broader campaign to sensitize the foreign exchange sector, which plays a crucial and critical role in Ghana's economy by facilitating access to foreign currencies for businesses, travelers, and individuals. Now, in a move set to strengthen the leadership of the Bank of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama has appointed Matilda Asante-Asiedu as the new second deputy governor of the central bank. This appointment follows the provision of Section 17 of the Bank of Ghana Act 2002, that's Act 612, as amended. But who is Matilda Asante-Asiedu? There's more in the following report.
Matilda Asante-Asiedu, a highly accomplished banker and corporate leader, steps into the role with extensive experience in both banking and management. Prior to this, she served as the group head of retail banking at Access Bank Ghana PLC, where she made significant contributions to the bank's growth and operations. Her qualifications include an MBA in marketing from the Gimpa Business School and an MA in journalism studies from Cardiff University. She also holds diplomas in journalism from the Ghana Institute of Journalism and in politics and public affairs reporting from the International Institute of Journalism in Berlin. Furthermore, Matilda Asante-Asiedu is a chartered executive banker, recently earning her certification from the Chartered Institute of Bankers in Ghana. She has participated in several high-level executive programs at renowned global institutions such as Oxford University Said Business School and the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. In her new role at the Bank of Ghana, Mrs. Asante-Asiedu will bring a wealth of experience in banking, corporate governance, and policy, all of which are crucial as the bank continues its mandate to ensure financial stability and economic development in Ghana.
That was a 3 Business News Desk report on the appointment of Matilda Asante-Asiedu as the new second deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. Now, the Association of Banks is calling on the Bank of Ghana to separate cases related to the banking sector from those of specialized deposit-taking institutions and payment service providers in its fraud report. The calls followed the release of the 2024 report, which showed a 33% increase in staff involvement in fraud-related incidents. Now, the chief executive, Johnny Wah, argues that combining the figures fails to accurately reflect the true performance and integrity of the banking sector.
Apart from 2 of the fraud typologies, which is ATM fraud and POS fraud, and remittance fraud, all the other 11 fraud typologies recorded decline when you pick the banks on a standalone. But when it comes to staff fraud, it's joined together, and it's very difficult to disaggregate to say how much of this 365 relates to banks only and how much of it relates to the SDIs. And I say this because of, if you drill down into the staff fraud, you will find that out of the 365, 275 resulted from cash suppression and cash theft, which normally happens within the environment where staff of banks or SDIs are sent to the field to collect cash from market women, shops and the like. And as far as I know, a lot of banks have discontinued that service, where people go to the floor to be collecting physical cash. And those who are doing it, they have introduced devices that enables the depositor to know that instantly my cash has been collected and my account has been credited.
That was the Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Iwa. Now let's take a look at how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how key commodities are also faring on the global market. Apologize for that mishap, and we will bring you updates on the commodities market in our subsequent bulletin. That's our package this morning. For more news, please log on to 3news.com. I am Enyonam Haligah. 3 News, serious. Sunrise continues.